In today's matchup, we should have a fun one on our hands. It's the Seahawks coming in at 5-0, going up against the Cardinals, who come in at 3-3. What a surprise here. There's rain in Seattle as we're off to Central Link Field to link up with our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, no trip to the Northwest is really complete without a little rain, and we're going to get plenty of it here at Century Link Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And this offense on your screen, one of the guys who knows how to win football games, Larry Fitzgerald.
Plenty of athleticism, but plays the game with incredible intelligence.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And, right away, he lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. J.J. Nelson now to return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you. Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big play there on the catch and run. 39 yards. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. They go to Johnson again. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And power running here down out of the 6-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They come out here in the eye. On 3rd down, Johnson. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. On 4th down, the Cards will call on Chandler Catanzaro to try and put up 3. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
Fielded about a yard deep. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down at about the 15. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And this offense often hinges on one of the best tight ends in the league, and that's Jimmy Graham.
I think he made up for lost time when he got to the NFL because in college, he was mainly a basketball player, a defender who couldn't score. Now he's flipped it around in the NFL. Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to score.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Elvis Dumerville in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack. They go play action now. Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And here's a very low-line drive. Almost whiffed on it. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're 1-2 pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Let's meet the starters on the defensive side of the football for Arizona.
And let's talk about Robert Kimdichie, their first-round pick out of Mississippi. I still remember him coming out of high school. An absolute terror, maybe the best high school prospect in the nation. People look to see if his motor is going to run high all the time, because when it does, he is something else.
Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on third down. From the gun on third down, Wilson. And he's got his man, Hilton. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back.
That's caught inside the 20. And that one results in 35 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Over the middle here, it's Hilton. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. From the 2-yard line now, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out proves somewhat fruitful as he is able to get it across the 25 by a little bit. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard, because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and in fact, they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Uh-oh, Charles, now you get to talk about your old spot, the secondary. Very key here in this one.
They got to cut me off because, I'll talk about them all game long. Love to see those guys match up and challenge the best wide receivers.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position, because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Johnson. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll set up to throw. Finding time. Fitzgerald's got it right side. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a second down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's Floyd on the right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Detroit on now. Blue landing. Over.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game. A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
It's a gain of 17 that time. And it's good enough for a Seattle first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Robert Kimdichie in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. On 2nd down, Wilson. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one good for 14 yards. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball. I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Looking for Floyd, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going. It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. So they're operating in the red zone. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Now a handoff looking right. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Here's Corey Grant now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Back to throw here. And that'll be incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
Man, it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play?
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jalen Strong, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost like they had somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Short kick. It's taken to the 23. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll set up to throw. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to wind up and that's caught inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Play action. They'll throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, and it's third down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
They'll go with a keeper. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. And now they're in the hurry-up.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe it's...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else?
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he bowls over it. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead. And never mind, Larry. These 2 teams apparently anxious to get back at it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now Wilson. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. A good pickup there at 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe
that's caught inside the 20. And he's brought down after a good game. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. Third down here. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And he tugged this one badly. It's no good. Wide left. And this score will stay right where it is. So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, well, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
The intended receiver was David Johnson. And that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. 3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Let's go!
Again, it's Johnson. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On second down, Johnson. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Here we go. Detroit!
And the back goes into motion. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's 4th down. Here's Brandon Fields now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now set to take over on offense. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. And today, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves? Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy. The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you. Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
They give him a gain of 37. And now a 1st down following that long gain. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
On 2nd down, Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Now Wilson on 1st down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And he is going to lose yardage here. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And his kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And quickly they get to the line. He'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 3rd down. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's brought in by Floyd. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. Underneath for Johnson. Give him 9 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it. I love when a play results in a gain that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages, and that is anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receivers. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A strong running. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. 2nd down following the run. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out. 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Michael Floyd, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Now let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Green 39. Green 39.
Halfback sent in motion.
Leopard.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
On 2nd down, Wilson. Strong grabs it over the middle. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Simple slant route, and it works to perfection.
And when you're a big-bodied receiver, you use it like it's a basketball play. Body the defender away and catch the football.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And they'll go on the ground. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Detroit! All right, now look at 56. Look at 56. All right, now look at 56. Look at that. Here we go. Green. No. Check. Patriot. Detroit.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Roughing the passer, that's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
Now back to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all...